Okay, hi, this is a very short tutorial about how to create documentation pull requests from within Bitbucket without actually dealing with the internals of Git and so on. There's a much better way of doing this by checking out the repositories via Git, creating patches and pull requests from there, but this is the easiest way to go, and well, you don't have to deal with any thing related to Git, I think. So first of all, you head to Bitbucket and go into the Opencast repository. For historical reasons, it's still called Matterhorn at the moment, and then you select fork and you basically create a copy of that repository. You can select where you want to create a copy. I use my personal account here, and then select a name for this. Let's call it Opencast Docs. Of course, you may choose whatever name you want to, and then you could say this is a private repository. Please don't do that. It will just make things harder. So let's fork the repository, and this might take a while. By forking the repository, basically create a complete copy of the repository, meaning that you own one fork of Opencast and you can do whatever you want. And the good thing about this is you can't break anything. So if you change it, it's changed for you, not for the community. And so the worst case, if you make some weird adjustments and break something when you've broken it on your fork, and you can just delete it and get a new one. So don't hesitate to try anything on this. So now we're on my account here and on the new repository called Opencast Docs, and here we can actually edit things. So if you have seen the Docs Opencast orgs page before, you've seen that there are multiple branches and each branch has a lot of this documentation. Everything here is in the code, and so Docs Opencast org is created from the source code. And so if you have a look at the source code of our repository, which we just cloned, and then head to docs and guides, we'll see, hey, here are all the admin guide and developer and user guides we see on docs.opencast.org, and let's for now edit the admin guide. First of all, you should know that everything is built by mkdocs. mkdocs is a small tool for building documentation from Markdown, and the main configuration file is this mkdocs.yaml. And if you have a look at this documentation, you see that every documentation page is listed within here. So if you add new ones, then you definitely need to edit this page as well. But for now, we are just going to create a new modify an existing Markdown file. Let's say we want to modify some workflow operation documentation. So let's go in here, and I don't care, let's take the first one here, and you see it's actually rendered in here because also Bitbucket speaks Markdown, and so you can just see that here. And now can just say, okay, please edit this, and I can make some weird adjustments saying this shouldn't be names, this should be foo. It's obviously written with only 2 O's. Okay, so let's say we're good to go, and we commit this, and in the background what Bitbucket now does is that it creates a git commit. You can actually add some nice message of what we've done, and you should do that. So renamed to foo. Make sure this is a good comment. This is not a good comment, but I don't care for now. So let's commit this. Let's wait because Bitbucket is slow, and here we go. So I did that on the branch master, on the branch developer, because it's the default branch, but now we could create from this branch a pull request against the community repository. So let's do that. And for doing that, I just click on create pull request, and now you see that from my repository, the new repository Opencast docs, from the branch develops, this is the main branch I'm on by default. I can create new branches if I want to, but that's not make things complicated. Right now I want to create a pull request against the Opencast community repository and against develop. So develop is the main development branch again. I can add some comment here. Again, it makes sense to just explain what you actually did. And then if I have a look at the diff, you see, hey, this is what I've changed. And now if I click on create pull request over here, then I would have created a pull request against the Opencast repository, and other people would see that. I'm not going to do that because it's basically nonsense what I did here. But if you did that, you had your pull request created, and then later on, and this might take a couple of minutes, it would show up on the Opencast pull request filter and would be a regular pull request, like, I don't know, let's select this one. I haven't seen what this one does, so it would appear like this. So that's basically it. It's not too hard to do, and I'll hope you see some pull requests from you. Goodbye.